I never meant to fall for Alex. Not really. He was just my stepbrother, by law, not blood. Our parents married when I was 16 and he was 17. 1 year apart, forced under the same roof by their whirlwind romance. I thought he hated me at first. He was tall, loud, a natural flirt. I was the quiet one, always observing from corners. But he never treated me like a little brother. Not even close. He used to walk around the house shirtless, towel slung low on his hips, muscles on display like he didn't notice, or like he wanted me to. Sometimes he'd slap my shoulder, fingers lingering just a little too long. His eyes stayed on me when I laughed. I told myself it meant nothing. 3 years later, I still wasn't sure. This summer, our parents rented a lake house. Just the 4 of us, though that didn't last long. Work emergencies pulled them away after the second night. That left me and Alex alone for a week. 1 kitchen, 1 dock, 1 shared past that buzzed under my skin every time he brushed against me in the hallway. The 4th night, the air was thick with late July heat and tension I couldn't name. We were on the back deck, a single lamp casting gold across his bare chest. He nursed a beer. I had soda, still underage. I was in a tank top and boxers, and I could feel his eyes skimming over me. He wasn't subtle. "You're different now," he said, voice low and unreadable. "How so?" I leaned against the railing, pretending calm. "Just grown. You've filled out. Your face. Your shoulders." He smiled, then added, "Cute but dangerous." I laughed too loud. "Dangerous? That's rich coming from you." He smirked but didn't answer. Instead, he stepped closer, close enough for his knee to brush mine. "You know," he said, "I've been wanting to say something for a while." I froze. Everything inside me twisted into knots. I should have joked, deflected, but I didn't. "Say it," I murmured. He looked me dead in the eye. "I want to kiss you." The air left my lungs like a punch. My mouth opened, but nothing came out. I searched his face for a smirk, a prank, something, but he was serious. Calm. Wanting. "That's not funny," I whispered. "Who's laughing?" I stepped back, but he followed, slow and deliberate. "You're my stepbrother," I said. "Not blood," he said. "Not really family. Not like that." "That's not the point," I said, but even to me it sounded weak. He placed his beer on the railing and took my face in his hands. I didn't stop him. I should have. My skin buzzed where he touched me, like he was electric and I was soaking wet. "You felt it too," he said. "Don't lie." I swallowed hard. The truth was, I had felt it, every time he smiled too long, stood too close, let his gaze slide down my chest in passing. I'd written it off as my imagination, wishful thinking maybe. But this was real. "You can't just say that," I said. "It's not fair." "Neither is wanting someone you can't touch," he said. "But I do. Every damn day." His thumb traced the line of my jaw. My heart pounded so loud I could barely hear him. "Just 1 kiss," he said. "Say no and I'll stop. But don't pretend you don't want it." I looked at him, really looked. Brown eyes, sun-touched skin, lips slightly parted, waiting. I should have said no. I wanted to say no. But I couldn't. My voice cracked. He leaned in slowly, giving me time to pull away. I didn't. He stopped, barely an inch from my lips. "I knew it," he whispered. Then the front door creaked open. We jumped apart like kids caught with a lighter. But it was nothing, just the wind slamming it shut again. Still, the spell broke. I backed away, breath ragged. "I need to go to bed." He didn't stop me. Just watched me like he was memorizing my shape in the dark. In my room, I stared at the ceiling, heart still hammering. He wanted to kiss me. And worse, I wanted it too. I told myself it couldn't happen. I had a boyfriend. A real one. Jake. Sweet, long distance, faithful Jake. But as I lay there, I didn't picture Jake's face. I pictured Alex's lips, hovering inches from mine. Waiting. Avoided Alex the next morning. I left early, claimed I needed air, and spent hours walking the lake's edge, trying to make sense of what had happened. He wanted to kiss me, had almost kissed me, and the terrifying part wasn't his confession. It was that I wanted it too. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw him leaning in. The heat of his hands on my face. That damn look in his eyes. Like he knew exactly what I needed, even before I did. I told myself it was a moment of weakness, a slip. Nothing would come of it. But when I returned that evening, he was waiting in the kitchen, leaning against the counter, shirtless again, like nothing had changed. "Hey," he said. Casual. Careless. I nodded, silent. "You ran off." I needed space. He handed me a bottle of water. "You're allowed to be scared. But don't act like it didn't mean anything." I gripped the bottle tight. "You said you'd stop if I said no." "You didn't say no." I looked up, and he wasn't smiling. No smirk, no tease, just raw honesty. That scared me more than anything else. "Alex, I have a boyfriend." "I know. That should be enough." "Then why are your hands shaking?" I glanced down. Damn him. He was right. "Don't do this," I said. "Don't pull me into something I'll regret." He stepped closer, slowly, like I was a wild animal he didn't want to spook. "Then tell me to stop. Tell me you don't feel it." I couldn't. My mouth opened, but the words refused to come. Because he was inches from me again, and I could smell his skin, sun-warmed, salt-slicked from the lake. My thoughts blurred. "You've got Jake," he said, voice low. "He's probably sweet. He probably texts good mornings and good nights. But has he ever made you feel like this?" He reached out, not touching me, just hovering his hand beside mine. My fingers twitched toward him. I hated myself for it. "Don't make me the villain," he said. "You came back. You stayed." I didn't answer. I couldn't. He leaned in. Slower this time. Testing. Waiting. And still, I didn't stop him. Our lips met in silence. No lightning bolt. No music. Just breath and heat and skin. The kiss was slow, deep, filled with all the things we hadn't said. My body betrayed me, leaning in, hands in his hair. His fingers gripped my waist like he'd been starving. When we broke apart, my heart was thundering. I stepped back, guilt flooding in fast and sharp. I cheated. He didn't answer right away. Just looked at me, breathing hard. It didn't feel wrong. "Then you're not feeling what I am. You wanted it." "Yes," I snapped. "And that's the problem." I turned away, fists clenched. "You think this is easy for me?" he said. "You think I haven't tried to forget you? But I see you, and I want. And for once, I thought you wanted too." I did. That was the worst part. "This isn't about what we want," I said. "It's about what's right." Alex's voice dropped. "Then why did it feel like the most honest thing either of us has ever done?" I didn't respond. I walked out, straight to my room, door locked behind me. I sat on the edge of the bed, my pulse still racing. My lips still tingled. Jake was sweet. He sent good morning texts. He told me he loved me even when I was quiet for days. He didn't deserve this. I opened my phone. Dozens of unread messages. "Jake, missed you today." "Jake, can we FaceTime tonight?" "Jake, love you." I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. My thumbs hovered over the keyboard. I could lie. I could say I'd just been busy, bad signal, sorry babe. But my heart wasn't in it. I dropped the phone on the bed and buried my face in my hand. What had I done? Outside my window, I heard a splash. Alex diving into the lake. I imagined him out there in the dark, alone, water clinging to his skin like my guilt clung to my chest. I wanted to be better. I wanted to be loyal. But wanting him was stronger. And I didn't know if I could come back from this. I didn't speak to Alex for the rest of the trip. He didn't try to force it. He gave me space. Too much space. Every time I passed him in the hallway or glimpsed him at the dock, the weight in his eyes said everything he couldn't. There was no anger. Just something worse, understanding. When our parents returned, the air between us was paper thin. They didn't notice. They never did. I packed quietly. Alex didn't say goodbye when we left. Just watched me from the porch, arms folded, jaw tense. Back home, I tried to fall back into rhythm with Jake. But nothing felt right anymore. He FaceTimed the night after I got back, smiling with that soft look he always wore for me. "Missed you," he said. "You look tired." I was. Tired of lying. Tired of feeling two things at once. "Yeah," I muttered. "The trip was a lot." He laughed. "Your stepbrother didn't drive you too crazy?" My throat tightened. I forced a laugh. "You know, Alex. Same as ever." Jake didn't press. He never did. He trusted me. And I hated that. I kept thinking about that kiss. The way Alex held me like I was something worth unraveling. The fire in it. The danger. Jake was comfort. Predictable. He never made my heart race like I'd stolen something sacred. A week passed. Then two. And then Alex texted. "Alex. Still pretending it didn't happen?" I stared at the screen. I wanted to ignore it. I should have ignored it. Instead, I wrote, "I don't know how to feel." He replied immediately. "Alex, come over. Just talk. No pressure." I told myself it was closure. Just a conversation. No touching. No kissing. He opened the door in a black tee and jeans, barefoot, casual like he hadn't haunted my thoughts for days. "I wasn't sure you'd actually come," he said. Neither was I. We sat on opposite ends of his couch. The silence between us stretched. "You looked scared that night," he said softly. "I was. Still are." I nodded. "I'm not sorry I kissed you," he said. "But I'm sorry it hurt you." That broke something in me. I leaned forward, elbows on knees. "I cheated on someone who's done nothing but love me. And I can't even say I regret it." Alex's voice dropped. "Because it meant something. It shouldn't have. But it did." He moved closer, slow and careful. His hand grazed mine, but I didn't pull away. "I'm not asking you to cheat again," he said. "I just needed to know it wasn't all in my head." "It wasn't," I whispered. "But that doesn't make it right." He looked at me like I was both a dream and a wound. "I don't care about right. I care about real. And you, when you kissed me back, it felt like the first honest thing we've ever done." I closed my eyes, guilt and longing twisting inside me like smoke. "You're not just my stepbrother, Alex. You're a line I can't keep crossing." His voice turned sharp. "Then don't. Walk away. Go back to Jake. Pretend this never happened." "I'm trying." He stood suddenly, pacing. "You're not built for pretending. I see it in you. You're restless. You crave more than comfort." I hated how well he knew me. I hated that he wasn't wrong. "I can't lose Jake," I said. "Then choose him," he snapped. "But stop torturing both of us in the process." I stood, ready to leave, but paused in the doorway. "I never wanted this." "Yes, you did," he said. "You just didn't want the consequences." That night, Jake surprised me with a visit. He showed up at my apartment with takeout and that stupid crooked smile that used to melt me. I hugged him too tightly. Held him too long. We sat on the couch, knees touching, and he talked about his internship, his plans for the fall, his dreams of us living together next year. I nodded, smiled, played the part of the loving boyfriend. But when he kissed me, I felt nothing. Later, when he fell asleep beside me, I stared at the ceiling and whispered into the dark, "I'm not who you think I am." He didn't stir. And maybe that made it worse, because somewhere across the city, Alex was probably awake too. Angry. Wanting. Honest. And I was stuck in the middle, half faithful, half on fire. Morning sunlight spilled across Jake's bare shoulder as he slept beside me, his chest rising and falling in steady rhythm. Peaceful. Trusting. I felt sick. I slid out of bed and padded to the bathroom, heart pounding. My reflection looked foreign, eyes hollow, jaw tight. My skin still smelled faintly of Jake's cologne, but it didn't warm me. It didn't anchor me. It only reminded me of how far I'd drifted. I splashed cold water on my face, hoping guilt would rinse off with it. but it clung. I walked into the kitchen, phone in hand, pulled up my messages. My last text to Alex was still unread, sent in a moment of weakness 3 days ago. Me, I miss you. I don't know what to do. No reply. And maybe that was for the best. But the silence cut deep. Jake stirred in the bedroom, yawning. You okay, babe? Yeah, I called. Just couldn't sleep. He appeared in the doorway a moment later, wearing nothing but boxers and that sleepy grin that used to undo me. He wrapped his arms around my waist, nuzzled my neck. I missed this, he said. I didn't answer. My body stiffened under his touch. He sensed it, pulled back slightly, concern clouding his face. What's going on? I hesitated, then lied. Just tired. He searched my eyes, and for a second I thought he saw through me. But he just nodded, kissed my cheek, and headed to the shower. I collapsed onto the couch, heart racing. I couldn't keep doing this, straddling two worlds, betraying someone who didn't deserve it, all because I couldn't stop wanting what I wasn't supposed to have. I opened my phone again. Me, please talk to me. I stared at the screen, waiting for nothing. Then, suddenly, a typing bubble appeared. Alex, you made your choice. Don't reach for me now. I froze. My breath caught. Me, I didn't choose. I'm stuck. Alex, no. You just don't want the guilt that comes with choosing me. I swallowed hard. He was right. I didn't want the guilt, or the fallout, or the shame. But I wanted him. God help me, I wanted him. Jake emerged from the bathroom, hair damp, towel slung low around his hip. He looked at me with that familiar softness. Breakfast? He asked. I'll make those cinnamon waffles you like. I stood slowly. Jake. He paused. Yeah. My chest tightened. There's something I need to tell you. His smile faded. What is it? I took a deep breath, heart pounding in my throat. I kissed someone else. Silence. His expression collapsed into something small and disbelieving. What? It wasn't planned. It wasn't ongoing. But it happened. And I didn't stop it. He stepped back like I'd slapped him. Who? I hesitated too long. His jaw tightened. It was Alex, wasn't it? I didn't answer. He turned away, fists clenched. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Are you? He said, spinning back toward me. Because this isn't some stranger. This is your stepbrother. I know. Do you love him? The question hit like a blade. No, I said. It was a lie. Maybe. Jake stared at me for a long, aching second. Then he grabbed his clothes and walked out. The door slammed so hard the floor trembled. I stood there, alone, in the aftermath of everything I'd broken. Later that night, I drove to Alex's place. My hands shook on the steering wheel. When he opened the door, he looked surprised, but not smug. Just tired. Raw. I told him, I said. Alex leaned against the frame. And he left. He gave a bitter smile. So now I'm the consolation prize? No, I said, stepping closer. You're the truth I was too afraid to admit. He looked at me, really looked. So what now? I didn't have the answers. All I had was this magnetic, twisted thing between us, and the knowledge that it wasn't going away. I don't want to keep hiding, I said. Not from you. Not from myself. He stepped back and let me in. We sat side by side on the couch, silence thick around us. This time, when his fingers found mine, I didn't flinch. I'm not proud of how it happened, I said. But it did happen, he replied. And we're still here. That night we didn't kiss. We didn't touch beyond that quiet tangle of hands. But for the first time, we belonged to the moment, not to the guilt. Not to the lie. Just two broken boys, sitting in the fallout of a kiss that changed everything.